this webinar, we'll introduce you to the power of contentCrawler and show you how you can easily solve your document search challenges. By following the steps in this webinar, and about 30 minutes of your time, you will learn the power of contentCrawler and actually gain a valuable insight into your document issues. How often have you wanted to search for documents containing keywords such as names and addresses, but have been unable to do so? How do you know the percentage of your documents that are invisible to your favorite search tool? contentCrawler in the Azure Marketplace can provide you a complimentary audit of your documents, which will provide you statistics on the number of documents you have in your content repository and how many are not currently text searchable. The audit process may take up to 48 hours to complete, but during this time, all your current users can continue to use your document content repository. The audit has no effect on the performance or capabilities of your document storage system. The audit does not change or update in any way the documents you have stored. At the end of the process, you will know the number of PDFs, JPEGs, and TIFFs that require OCRing and that will benefit from compression. Once you have run the free audit and would like to find out your pricing options, you can contact DocsCorp directly for the costs and license keys needed to enable your Microsoft Azure Marketplace contentCrawler software. Most organizations find at least 30% of their documents are not searchable. contentCrawler from the Microsoft Azure Marketplace is configured ready to run with your favorite content repository. Azure provides you powerful and cost-effective infrastructure to run contentCrawler and allows you to easily manage the server power and related costs to match your requirements. Start with a 4-core server for fast document processing, and then reduce your Azure server specs once your document backlog has been dealt with. It's easy. Importantly, your contentCrawler Azure image remains secure. It is available only to you or your authorized users. DocsCorp, the creator of contentCrawler, has no access to your software or data, and the environment remains secure inside Microsoft Azure's data centers. You can choose from a wide range of data centers around the world, so there's one close to you. Today, organizations are storing vast numbers of documents that are not searchable. These are image documents such as TIFF, scanned PDFs, JPEGs, or even those same documents attached to emails you are saving. These image documents are also most likely uncompressed. Large documents can take up valuable storage space, and due to their size, be too slow for users to easily and quickly download to view. contentCrawler is not a search engine. contentCrawler makes those invisible words visible to your search engine. It also compresses the documents without loss of quality. contentCrawler adds information to your documents but does not change in any way the look of your document. Graphics, comments, annotations, highlighting, text, all remain completely unchanged. Documents are also compressed without any loss of quality. In this example, the document on the left is a scanned image document. After contentCrawler has processed the document and made it text searchable, it looks exactly the same. The document on the right is the same document after processing by contentCrawler. contentCrawler is intelligent. It will check each existing document to see if there is non-searchable content. If your documents already contain searchable text, then it will not touch those documents. Of course, Word, Excel, and other format documents are unaffected. contentCrawler will only check image documents such as PDF, TIFF, JPEG, and emails with those file types as attachments. contentCrawler is intelligent and thorough. It will check each existing document to see if there is non-searchable content. If your documents already contain searchable text, then it will not alter those documents. contentCrawler will only check image documents such as PDF, TIFF, JPEG, and emails with those file types as attachments. TIFF, JPEG, and other file formats will be automatically converted to PDF for you. contentCrawler operates in 2 modes: backlog, which is processing your legacy documents, and active monitoring, which is checking every new document saved into your content repository and processing if required. The backlog will progress through your documents in the content repository over the following days, weeks or months, depending on the volume of documents and the Azure server power allocated to contentCrawler. But any new document saved or modified in your content repository is checked by contentCrawler within just a few seconds of being saved and is processed if needed. contentCrawler simply looks at the image of the page and adds an invisible layer of searchable text that is directly superimposed over the image of the text. This allows you to search for words using your search engine or when simply reviewing the document in your favorite PDF viewer. The updated document is saved back into your content repository automatically as a new version or an updated version or a new document depending on your configuration. At that moment, your search engine will re-index the document and your text is now searchable. Organizations around the world have benefited from using contentCrawler. Corporations in the engineering, resources and pharmaceutical sectors, together with government organizations, legal and accounting firms, have benefited from this technology. Customers in over 30 countries worldwide have benefited. Even documents in multiple languages are supported. Over 180 languages are supported by contentCrawler, including Eastern European, Asian languages, Arabic, Hebrew, and Thai. contentCrawler integrates with a variety of document management and content management systems. For your convenience, contentCrawler in the Azure Marketplace is already pre-configured for one specific content repository, such as SharePoint or NetDocuments. But you can easily choose, without additional cost, to collect to any other supported content repository, such as iManage, HP Trim, or OpenText's series of products. Let's see how to run a contentCrawler audit using the Azure Marketplace. Go to your favorite web browser and put in the web address shown above for the Azure Marketplace. Type in contentCrawler and press the magnifying glass. Next, choose the contentCrawler image you would like to run. You will see here various information about the pricing for Azure and some suggested configurations. Simply go to the top of the screen, choose the Create Virtual Machine button, and your Azure image will be created. You will be asked for some login information for your Azure account, which you may need to get from your IT administrator. If you've never used Azure before, you will need to create a set of resources. Go to the resources icon and choose that, and click on the Add button if you don't already have any resources. Type in the details of a resource group name, and you can choose what you wish, and choose the data center location that you wish. Click the Create button and the resource will be created momentarily. You will need to refresh a couple of times because it does take a moment to create. The next thing is to create your new VM image by clicking on the plus sign, typing in contentCrawler for SharePoint or contentCrawler for whatever image you want. Choose contentCrawler, click in the field to select, press enter, and you'll see the image appear. Click on the image that you would like. The image appears on the right hand side, and now you can click on the Create button. Once you click on the Create button, you'll then be able to configure the resources that will be utilized by that VM image. Put in a username and password that you will be using to log into this particular virtual machine running in Azure. You will need to indicate the resource group that this belongs to. That's the resource group that you previously created just a moment ago within the resources icon. And I'm selecting it here now. And then I click on OK. Once this is created, I can then choose the configurations that I would prefer to use. contentCrawler displays 3 suggested Azure service types that you might want to choose. I'm going to choose the middle one for running the audit. I'll select button, and the information on that image is created, indicating the type of resources that will be created for this virtual machine. I click on OK, and that image will be created. Now at a later stage, if you ran this in production, you would be able to go back at any time and adjust the resources used for this image. The last step is to choose the purchase button, and you'll notice here it shows you the cost per hour for running the image. Your virtual machine will now be created. This may take up to 30 minutes, so don't worry if it's not there instantly. It will take about 30 minutes for a new virtual machine to be created off a template which is set up in the Azure Marketplace. You'll be able to monitor that, how that's being set up, by clicking on the status symbol, and it will show you information on that image. At some point you'll either get a message by clicking on the refresh button, or you can click on the virtual machines icon on the left and select to see the virtual machines that have now been created, and you should see after a little time your virtual machine. Select that virtual machine and you'll see the image is there and it's already running. Click on the connect button, and this allows you to connect with remote desktop to that image. Click on the open button, click on connect, and type in the username and password that you created a little earlier on by clicking on the use other account icon and then typing in your username and password. So you're now connecting with remote desktop to this virtual machine running in the Azure Marketplace. Click on OK, and within a moment you'll be connected to the virtual machine running in Azure. Just click on yes to connect to the networks, and click on OK to connect to Internet Explorer for security, and you can now click on the Start Here button and you'll be asked some basic information about yourself. Click on the Submit button and that information is recorded, and now you'll be shown some information about how to run the contentCrawler audit. It shows you here how to run the audit, how to start up the application, and you can print this out for your own information. To run the audit, I'm going to go to my desktop and I'm going to select the contentCrawler application. And now we're going to create a new backlog process. This will run an audit across your records. So I click on New, and I'll choose that I want to, in this audit, to both OCR and compress. Remember, this is an audit, it's not saving any documents into your document management system. Choose the content repository. In this case, it's SharePoint Online. You're going to put in now the path to your document database. Now this will be your own database, the database where you have your documents. Put in your username and password for you to connect to your document database. And once you've done that, click on the Next button and your login will be authenticated, and you will be able to choose then what document types that you wish to audit. In this case, we're going to choose that we want all the document types. We can now select that we want all documents processed, but we do not want minor versions. I click on Next to choose the compression methods. Click on Next, and the final stage is to choose a backup location. This is a folder where, if you are running in production, backup copies of the documents would be stored. In this example, just create a new folder on your desktop called Backup. Put in your username and password that you created for this Azure image, and then click on the Next button. Again, choose the Finish button and choose Start Session Now. Zoom in on that process and you'll see contentCrawler start to process your documents. After about 10 minutes, you'll see all the documents have been processed or are being processed, and it will show you how many documents were processed during the audit. Depending on how large your document database is, this auditing process may take up to 48 hours to process. What I'm going to do is release for processing up to 100 documents. This will allow you to get a sample of the OCR and quality on the documents. So I'll unhold those documents. This will not change any of your documents stored in your content repository. And those documents will start to be OCR'd. You'll also see, of course, the ability to save the audit report that's been generated. I can click on the Save button. This will create a CSV file which you can then load into Excel or your favorite spreadsheet application. Eventually those OCR'd documents will be processed, still not saved, but they will be processed. I can now choose any of those documents and view either the original or the result document. So by example, if I choose the view the source document, I can see that document is not searchable. But if I observe the result document, you'll see the exact same document, but now all of the text is searchable within that document. So that document has been OCR'd and compressed. That's how contentCrawler runs. Once you've finished, you can close that application, disconnect from the remote session, and make sure that you pause or stop the VM image running in Azure Marketplace so that your costs are not continuing on. So that's contentCrawler. If you would like more information, contact DocsCorp and we'll get right back to you. We have offices and staff located around the world ready to help you.